All right, it is time to welcome on a very special, familiar face and special guest. It is the head coach of the Providence Friars. The first ever guest on the show is back. It's Ed Cooley, the Friars, of course, the number 4 seed, taking on number 1 Kansas in the Sweet 16 in Chicago on Friday night. So, thank you, Coach, once again for joining us once again. Back in the second weekend, taking on number 1 Kansas. But first, let's reflect on the opening weekend. Everyone said you guys were too lucky to be a number 4 seed. You were a 2-point favorite against South Dakota State. You beat them by 9, and then you smoke Richmond by 28. What's the overall takeaway from the opening weekend?
It's a credit to our players' determination. It's a credit to their emotional and mental toughness. It's a credit to the preparation. And again, as you win by 30, it's a win or it's a loss. So we've been very fortunate. We're getting back healthy. We feel we're playing as well as we can play, and we're just excited to continue to advance, to live this madness called March, not March called madness.
That's got to feel good, though. I mean, I know you don't look at the media headlines. You don't have to look at that. You know what your team is. You know you won the Big East in the regular season. Like, you know what your team is. But it is like for me, it was nice to say, like, fuck you. Providence does deserve to be here. Not you. Providence does deserve to be here. And it felt great for you guys to be in the Sweet 16. I'm like, my guys, like, I almost feel like I'm on the team.
You are on the team. You are on the team. All you guys are on the team. The fact that I can come on here with you guys and be as comfortable and understand, like, you guys are learning a lot about our program and a lot about who we are as people, not so much the coaches. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from a coach's perspective.
We appreciate you more than you know, believe me.
How do you balance the achievement so far? Like, nobody said you were going to make it to the Sweet 16, but also still looking at the goal at hand, because the goal is obviously a national championship. Like, you have, are you telling guys, those conversations? Are you trying to block it out? Like, hey, you guys have had a great season so far. It's like, well, it's not done. Like, are you directly talking to them, or how are the guys kind of balancing that out?
One thing you learn about me, I'm incredibly transparent with our players. There's no secrets. There's no hiding something. If you're fortunate enough to get to the second weekend, the Final Four is in your sight. It's in your eyes. It's right there. And I think you got to have that conversation. You can't get there unless you take care of the present. So, yes, it's nice. I'm very, very grateful. I'm happy for our players. I'm happy for our AD president, fans, supporters. Yet at the end of the day, you have to stay dialed into the present. You can't overthink. You can't be happy just to be there. That's not how I live or how I coach. Our job is to stay patient. Our job is to stay focused. Our job is to stay dialed in. And, hey, if you want to continue to advance, you're going to have to do some little things, and you got to get lucky, fellas. Let's call it what it is.
And to that point a little bit, you guys had 2 double-digit seeds in the first round. Now you go to one of the best teams in the country, a number 1 seed in Kansas. So how does the prep change, if at all, seeing what Bill Self brings to the table rather than those 2, not fully mid-majors, but South Dakota State and Richmond aren't Power 5, Power 6 teams. So when you see Kansas, does the vibe change in the locker room in terms of prep?
I think I don't think the vibe changes. I think the name changes. You know what I mean? Like, and again, if you get in the field of 68 and South Dakota State, I mean, they won 21 straight. Richmond came on and they were really, really hot and beat who I thought was one of the best teams the last 10, 11 games in Iowa. Anybody has that chance. The vibe didn't change. The focus changes because of, I think, the enormity of the Kansas brand. But we're who we are. Everybody says, well, you don't have a first-team all-conference player. You don't have this. You don't have that. We got us. We got toughness. We got grit. We got determination. We got something in our blood that's like, don't doubt us. I'm not saying we're going to win the game. I'm not saying we're going to lose the game, but somebody's going to feel Providence's presence. I can tell you that.
And that's all you could ask for, especially against Kansas. So my always thing I wondered, like, these 3 days, even for a fan, I'm a Duke fan, right? These are 3 days I get to, like, I can't wait for the games. I can't wait for the games, even as a fan. So how do these guys, like, obviously they're excited. They're probably a little nervous, but how do you get them to just be like, hey, it's just another game? And it's not like, I feel you are transparent. Are you telling them, like, yes, this is a big game, but we can do this, right?
talk to them about, hey, we've played so many big games, and we've been fortunate to play in the Big East where we play in front of sold-out arenas just about every night. You got to, hey man, let's embrace this. Yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm nervous. I'm thinking, how do I guard Abaji? How do we guard McCormick? Brown is really good. I mean, Wilson is really hard off the bounce. I'm nervous as hell, but try to embrace this moment. And I talked with our players every time at the beginning of this year. We got to leave your mark. What is your mark as this team, this 2021-22 Friar team? What is your legacy? What is your mark? And it's still growing. It's still growing. It's still growing. Come on, man. Hey, everybody's nervous. They're nervous too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
Yes.
Embrace it, fellas. It's a good time. The fact that we're having this conversation, we're doing all right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's true, too. Like, I know they're Kansas, but they're obviously nervous as well. It's a Sweet 16. There's a reason why when 16 teams are left, it is nerve-wracking because you want to get to New Orleans. You want to get to that Final Four, and you guys have your sights on it. So I'm excited to see you guys play.
I'm pumped. I'm telling you, I'm excited. Coach Self and the job that he's done, I mean, man, great guy. He's really good coming out of timeouts. He uses his personnel well. And we kind of mirror one another as far as styles of play. They're gritty. They're tough. They go 4-round-1. McCormick's a monster in there. Abaji arguably is one of the most developed players I've seen in a long time from freshman year to now. Both teams are older. Ours may be a little bit older. Yet at the same time, and they got some studs. They got some dudes, man.
Yeah. You talk about their depth. What matchup do you think poses, I guess, the most difficult matchup for you guys, and which one do you think is in your favor?
I think they're all tough matchups. I'm going to bed and I'm like, okay, how are we stopping them? And okay, man, what about this dude? Oh man, he's hitting from 35 feet. This one's athletic. They're throwing lobs. I just think it's going to be a chess match. And when it comes to this here, I'm still learning too. I'm growing and I'm learning. To me, I'm just going to talk about our will and our want. I don't know what advantage we have. I don't know what disadvantage we have. I know it's man on man. I know it's 94 feet of opportunity with 2 baskets, 2 backboards, and about 20,000 people. Block out the noise. Stay present. How do we win 10 4-minute wars? How do we win 10 4-minute wars? And that's how we've broken down the entire year as far as 10 4-minute games. Can we win by 1 each war? Can we go even? Try not to lose a war by more than 2 so you're always right where you need to be.
The officiating has been bad. Have you thought about putting 7 guys on the floor? They might not catch it.
I'm a big fan of officiating, and again, I try to, and I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I try to put myself in their shoes. You got to make so many quick decisions so fast, and I always think of guys, it's going to be a missed call here, missed call there, but at the end, if there's a critical call, that one call shouldn't define the moment of the game. Is it tough? Is it hard? I'm a big fan because I know how hard their job is, and it's not always going to be right. Just like when we coach, it's not always going to be right. I hear what you're saying. If I can play 7-on-5 against Kansas, we still have a tough time.
It's a much nicer answer than what I would have given. So
That's
credit
fair.
to you.
So, Coach, no matter how this season ends, you guys have plenty of accomplishments this season. One of them that stands out, I think, to me and all college basketball fans, the triple overtime game against Xavier. I think that was one of, if not the best games in college basketball this year. Where does it rank for you? Because that was just pure chaos from start to finish.
After that game, I'm walking out the back door. I'm like, I am exhausted. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't do anything. What stood out to me about that game was the energy in the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I got to get you guys up there. It is. I played in a lot of buildings. Sure. Our fans. It was an amazing. I think our fans won that game. Our fans willed us. It was exciting. All I remember after that game was, I said, I felt like I played 55 minutes, and exhausted. So one of the more fun games that I've been part of. I was happy we got the win. We've had a lot of close games. We had, we're the Friars. We win close games.
Speaking of your fans, are you a Taylor Swift fan as well?
So great. I mean, I'm an old school cat, as you know. Barry White, Luther Vandross. You know,
Now he drops the voice.
Hey Barry, right. So I've heard of Taylor Swift. She's very talented. You know, she has a home down in Rhode Island. But the song they played at the dunk, they say, Coach, I can't hear anything when you're coaching. So I downloaded the song. It's nice. It's a nice song, but it's not Keith Sweat. It's not my boy Luther.
Just picturing fucking you listening to Taylor Swift in your car going like this, I could be like, what the shit's going on?
Like, I don't see
Hold
it.
on, fellas. No, fellas. Hold on, seriously. Hold on 1 second. I literally downloaded the song. I downloaded this. I'm like, what the hell is this? And you know what? Here it is right here. I downloaded it. It's actually addicting.
Oh, I'm in.
That's it.
I fucking love this song. I'm in. I'm going to be at the dunk singing this like I'm on stage like her. Look at this.
Hey, and I tell you what, it pops in the dunk. So I'm like,
Yeah.
These people are going absolutely nuts when the song comes on. I'm like, what are they saying? What does it mean? It's a lot of love in there, man. It's a lot of love in there, fellas. It's a lot of love in
We
there.
need a connection to the United Center PA guy and the DJ, and they need to play it this weekend. It'll bring you guys some good fortune to beat Kansas.
I hope. Guys, I can tell you, as a person that grew up here, the excitement that's around our program, and I hope it's some program. I'm very, very proud of our players. I'm very proud of our staff. I mean, I have head coaches on our bench that I think ADs and search firms to miss it out on. There's a secret sauce that's been here, and they've been the ingredient. They've been amazing, and I hope they get an opportunity to run their own program because they've been spectacular.
I've always wondered this. You're in the Sweet 16, right? National stage. Who's reached out to you, like, out of the woodwork, and who's asked for tickets that you were like, where the hell have you been? Like, are the exes coming back? Are they trying to get tickets? You got celebrities. We know Drake is a clout chaser. Who's looking to get tickets this weekend, and who's a Providence fan coming around?
You guys are crazy. You guys are nuts. I've gotten some calls. I mean, I try to stay dialed in and locked into the moment. The same ones call and ask for tickets or whatever. That's only X amount of tickets, and you got to get to Chicago. But I haven't had like around the country. We built great relationships with former players, alum, called to wish you the best of luck. So that's been fun. Chris Dunn and David reaching out, Khalif Young. It's just been a player from Boston College, University of Rhode Island when I was an assistant there. Some of my UMass Dartmouth players when I was really young assistant. That's been fun.
Yeah. I just didn't know if God Shamgod was like, hey, coach, never met you, but I need 40,
I mean, this is also like Rico would be this guy. Like he texts Mike Bray. Mike Bray has no idea who the fuck he is. He just texts him, good game, coach. And Mike Bray sends a clover to him. So make sure Rico never has your number, please.
Yeah, hey, Rico, if you text me, I don't know if there'll be tickets up there, but I got you. I appreciate it. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Thanks.
You can go to United Center and give your name, but, there may be a -7 tickets there.
Listen, I'm not trying to infringe your relationship. I was looking for a funny story of somebody who may have reached out.
Yeah, but
No. I mean, I wish there was one to share. No, I don't got one.
Yeah,
I don't have
you.
one. I wish there was one to share.
They just listen. This is Barstool Sports. Like, how it's like, what'd you say? Will and away at Providence. Like Barstool Sports, it's like shit on Rico any chance you get. That's our tagline.
oh, poor Rico. We're so sorry. It's
Guys
okay,
are
buddy.
amazing.
Coach, I got one more for you.
You guys
Fill in the blank.
give it to me.
Providence beats Kansas if.
Great question. Providence beats Kansas if we're tougher, we understand personnel, and our fight and our will and their want is greater than anything they've done up to this point.
Who? Oh, baby. Oh, got the chills. Let's go, Coach. I'm fucking hyped up.
Let's get it. Let's get it, fellas. I love seeing you guys. I listen to you guys all the time, and I'm in tears listening.
Well, we'll end on a positive note. We only have one person in it, but the Bench Mob Hall of Fame, the committee, has named you a finalist. Now, you are 99% in, but I will say, when you beat Kansas, and in the post game, some reporter says, like, what's been the key all season? You'd be like, to be honest with you, the Bench Mob really gave us a boost. If we get on those airwaves, you're 1,000% in. But I'm just letting you know, either way, you're about 99% in. You are a finalist for the Bench Mob Hall of Fame. There's only one other person in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations on your honor. You know what?
I appreciate that. I'm in the Hall of Fame in the bathroom. So, I'll be happy to, I'll be happy to get in now. But here's the deal. If we're fortunate enough to advance, a shout out is definitely coming.
See how that works?
That's nice. Why you're our guy.
You get a nice plaque from Staples. We go out to Staples in the morning. We get it for you. It's nice.
My guys, this has been as fun as always. I appreciate my dudes. I want you guys at the dump next year so we can go out to eat and kick it, all right?
Absolutely.
We will be there.
Coach will also be in New Orleans next week. If you're fortunate enough to be there, we would love to say hello as well. So that's Ed Cooley, head coach of the Providence Friars, taking on #1 Kansas in the Sweet 16. Coach, best of luck. We'll be pulling for you, and go Friars.